I'm Kumari Pallavi, Assistant Professor of Mass Communication Department. Today I'm going to discuss a topic from the course that is Development Communication for Bachelor's in Arts in Journalism and Mass Communication program. In today's presentation, I'm going to discuss about the basic concepts of development and different dimensions of development. Basically, the concept of development is called as a multifaceted phenomenon and it is measured on the basis of political, social, economical, spiritual, emotional, physical and intellectual parameters. Accommodations and scholars of different fields often equated the term development with modernization, industrialization, social change, progress and growth. And like all these other terms is invariably seen as something desirable and positive for society in general and for the community in particular. But majorly, the term development is misunderstood with the term growth. So here I am discussing how these terms development and growth are different from each other. Basically, when we differentiate the term development and growth from each other on the basis of different characteristics, such as growth has structural in nature but development doesn't have any structure. In growth, the change is physical, but in development, the physical, social, and psychological changes may occur. So, in the growth, only quantitative improvement may be observed, but in development, qualitative as well as the quantitative improvement may be also seen. The process of growth has vertical in nature and it stops at the maturity level, but the process of development has vertical and horizontal in nature and it doesn't possess any maturity at any point of time. That's why it is called as a continuous process. The term development has defined differently from different scholars and academicians as per their field of study, such as Dr. Adebayo defined development as an ability of a nation to create a viable political and economic system capable of bringing growth and advancement to a nation. So, his focus for development is on the economic growth and the political engagement for achieving development. Besides this, Desanke defines development as the process of social change, which has its goal and improvement in the quality of life of all or the majority of people without doing violence to the natural and cultural environment in which they exist and which seeks to involve the generality of the people as closely as possible as in his enterprise, making them the masters of their own destiny. Besides this, Rogers, an academician and scholar of development communication, defines development differently, and according to him, as development is a type of social change in which new ideas are introduced into a social system in order to produce higher per capita income and levels of living through more modern production methods and improved social organization. Development is modernization at the social system level. So, for him, development is a social change which can be occurred with a social change and higher per capita income. Besides this, the term development has different dimensions also, which needs to achieve for overall development of a nation in general and an individual in particular. These dimensions are: first one is the political dimension, the second one is social dimension, and the third one is the structural development, and the fourth one is the human development, fifth one is the economical development, and the sixth one is the spiritual development. Now I'm discussing one by one what all are about all what these all dimensions are all about. First one is the political development, which may be defined as an increasing political unity and broadening the base of political participation. In general, when people fully participate at input end and their capacity of political system increased when the then the country achieve political development. Basically, it is an interactive public decision making and learning process within and between the government and civil society dimension. The social development is about improving the well-being of every individual in society so they can reach their full potential. The success of society is linked to the well-being of each and every citizen. So, social development means investing in people. It requires the removal of barriers so that all citizens can journey towards their dreams with confidence and dignity. It is about refusing to accept that people who live in poverty will always be poor. It is about helping people so they can move forward on their path of self-sufficiency. The next one is economic structural development. The structural development means development which brings structural transformation. For this, Colin Clark has suggested a division in the structure of the economy, that is, the primary, secondary, and tertiary sectors. The primary sector is concerned with economic activities directly connected with natural resources such as agriculture, animal husbandry, and mining. And the other one is the secondary sector, which is concerned with the transformation of the products of a primary sector into manufactured commodities. And the third last one is the tertiary sector is concerned with all those activities which are required to make the products of the primary and secondary sectors available to the final consumers. It is connected with the activities of trade, transport, marketing, and distribution. And the next dimension of development is human development. This is one of the most important dimension of development, as UNDP defines human development, or the human development approach is about expanding the richness of human life rather than simply the richness of the economy in which human beings live. It is an approach that is focused on people and their opportunities and choices. That's why it's the most important dimension of development process. They have the UNDP has also suggested two dimensions of human development. The first one is directly enhancing human abilities, which occurs by providing long and healthy life, knowledge, and decent standard of living. And the second one is creating conditions like participation in political and community life, environmental sustainability, human security and rights, and gender equality for human development. The next dimension of human development is the economical development. Basically, economic development implies changes in income, savings, and investments, along with progressive changes in socio-economic structure of a country. Basically, the economic development relates to growth of human capital, decrease in inequality figures, and structural changes that improve the quality of life and the population also. Quality of life of the population and individual also. This can be measured through various qualitative measures such as HDI, that is the Human Development Index, Gender Related Index, Human Poverty Index, infant mortality rate, literacy rate, etc. On all these parameters, economical development can be measurable. Economic development leads to qualitative as well as quantitative changes in the economy. It is not limited to only the quantitative one, but it also affects the qualitative changes of the economy. And the next and last one is the spiritual development. That is the last dimension of development, and it is one of the most important dimension of development, as spiritual development is a process of attaining self-knowledge and self-realization. It involves the realization that we are not only body and mind, but we are soul, which needs growth through spirituality. Spiritual development is very important in this present scenario, in this COVID era, where people are disturbed and suffering from mental stress. So, a developing country are concerned towards the spiritual development, because it's not only affect the economy of a nation, but it affects the cognitive mind and a peaceful nation. And if peace does not prevail in the country, then its growth will obviously lag behind. That's why spiritual development is very important for in this present scenario. So now the so these are the various dimensions of development, and but with this it is also important to know that how the process of development can be measured. As various practitioners of development communication has suggested different parameters such as GNP, that is the gross domestic product. Basically the GNP is the value of all goods and services produced in a country in a given period of time. The problem with this was a growth in GNP does not mean a growth in the standard of living. So it is a factor for development, measuring development, but this is not the deciding factor. Some other factors are also there, such as GDP, the gross domestic product. Basically, the gross domestic product is the market value of goods and services produced by labor and property in a country. GDP is the primary indicator used to gauge the health of a country's economy. It represents the total value of all goods and services produced over a specific time period. You can think of it as the size of the economy. So basically, development process can be measured on the basis of GDP. And with this, it can also be measured as per the per capita income of a country. We can obtain the per capita income by dividing the national income by the number of population present in a country. Basically, the per capita income also did not assure a rise in the living standards of the poor, but it only indicates the development process. And the other factor is infant mortality rate. It shows the number of deaths as per 1,000 live children under age of 1 year. And another measurable factor is literacy rate. Basically, it is determined on the basis of percentage of population who can read and write. And the last measuring factor is life expectancy. Life expectancy is a key matrix to measure the health condition of people of a country. So these are the major measuring yards of development process. So, in this lecture, I have discussed about the development, the basic concepts of development and the different definitions given by various practitioners of development communication, that how they define development differently. And I have also talked about the dimensions of development and how you can measure a development process as a whole. For future references, you may go and read these books, which are giving a broad aspects and which are covered the broad aspects of development communication and basically the process of development and different indicators of development as whole. So that's all for the day, and thank you for listening me, and please feel free to contact me for further queries on my mobile number through WhatsApp, or you can also mail me on the given mobile email address. Thank you.